Mentioned Chandrababu Naidu, Tehseen. Of course, he's tweeted out saying that together we will rebuild the Andhra Pradesh that we have dreamt of. Clearly, making that stance very clear. And we knew that they had a pre-poll alliance. So that is something that is going to be going ahead. But for Nitish Kumar to be the other sort of kingmaker in this whole equation, how do you see that really playing out? How do you see the infamous Paltu Ram now going ahead?
So I had invented a word. He nitished you. To nitish you. To nitish somebody is to go from one person from your current to your ex, from your ex to your current, from your current to your ex. You keep nitishing each other. So I invented that term. So how do you know he's not going to nitish Modi ji? But look, the fact of the matter is, Nitish ji immediately will not do it, but he will extract his pound of flesh, as will Chandrababu Naidu. Chandrababu Naidu will now ask for a special status for Andhra Pradesh, which the BJP will not be able to deliver. So there will be all of these things. But immediately, the president is going to call Modi ji to form the government, so that's going to happen. These problems will now come up, and it will test how Modi ji and Amit Shah ji, with not being in complete authority, can deal with alliance partners. Until then, they used to ride roughly over alliance partners. Can they do that now? Now they'll have to take people into consideration. Also, what you will see now, very interesting, is lots more debate in Lok Sabha. The tyranny of numbers will be over. The speaker will have to give the opposition more time, and the opposition the face cannot be moved off when the opposition is speaking. So all of those things are going to change.
It's going to be a tough journey ahead for the NDA government if they do eventually form that government, considering the fact that, now of course TDP has the numbers with them. And Nitish Kumar will have to see whether
the president will have to invite the BJP and NDA. That's what the president is mandated to do. So there is no way that they won't form the government. Once the invitation comes in by the president, they'll have 15 days to prove a majority. So that is the oath ceremony will happen with the BJP.
Okay, let me also get in my other guests on the show. Krishna Hegde, spokesperson for the Shiv Sena Shinde faction, is joining us. Also joining us is Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay, senior journalist. All right, we'll have Mr. Hegde just a short while from now, but let me go across to Mr. Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay. Mr. Mukhopadhyay, we just heard the Prime Minister there, and it has been a day of twists and turns, not very expected. All of that has happened, lots of surprises as well. But let me start with a state that everybody thought is a very obvious BJP takeaway, but that clearly hasn't happened. The state of Uttar Pradesh really springing a huge surprise, with even Ayodhya being snatched away from the BJP.
Yes, that is right. But, understandably, Mr. Modi has not talked about in his entire speech about the negatives which the verdict has yielded right from morning onwards. It's been a fairly day full of twists and turns. He has actually mentioned only the positives which are there, which is that getting a majority in Odisha and being able to form a government there, increasing its tally by almost exactly double in Telangana. I missed out, he would have possibly also talked about the seat that it has won in Kerala, which is actually a historic, gain from a state, where there has been a very steady RSS base there, but it was never really getting, converted into an electoral seat, so that has happened. But I do not know how much of that is actually because of the BJP's own strength and because of the Modi factor, because, the candidate there, is a top film star, and has his own fan following. So it is possibly because of that. Few other points, which I, while listening to Mr. Modi, I felt that one is that he did not make a mention about a single target that he had set, but only talking about the figures which have arrived today. He is not talking about the fact that the BJP does not have a majority of its own, but he's harping on the fact that it's an NDA government. Now, over the last 10 years, the fact that it was all officially an NDA government, but essentially it used to be always being spoken about in first person singular. That is the way the government would be described. He is, however, not making any mention of any allies. This is purely a BJP ceremony in which he is trying to show that it is being done because we have achieved a victory. but this victory is because of allies which will come with it and become part of the coalition. I did not see any, scaled down humility, as many were expecting through the day that Mr. Modi is going to be more modest, reach out to people. That is not yet there. And he's continuing to talk about the ideas which he's created and which he thought that would actually create the overarching narrative of